Hi, Bimal here.
Hi, I'm Mehul.
Hi, I'm Yatin Patel.
There's a shift which is happening in the world in terms of hybrid operations. One Global Design partners have come together and formed a global workplace strategy team with participation from multiple partners as a part of that team. That part of the service is available to all the partners across the world to offer in their respective geographies. And that is what would be laid out, strategized, conducted by the One Global Design leadership team. And that is also what helps us to bring the global standards of services when we talk about workplace strategies and how we bring that kind of solution to our clients here in India. Also from the perspective of sustainability. So as a part of the global effort to bring knowledge on workplace strategies and what is evolving in various spheres or various kind of different companies, one of our One Global Design partners, which is headed by Fox Architects, Bob Fox, he has the initiative, which he is the author and co-creator of Workplace Design magazine, WDM. Most of the global reputed design firms aspire to put their data up there in the Work Design magazine. And that knowledge, that repository is also available to all of us. It's in the public domain and public media, but as One Global Design partners, we engage heavily internally with those kind of thought leaderships. And that advantage of that knowledge is also brought to our clients back in India and vice versa.
So along with DSP as our core company, we've co-founded a couple of other companies, namely GridSense, which is our prop tech company, which is where Bimal's the CEO as well, which he's fostering and taking ahead. We also have another education design company, which again DSP is a equal partner in. That's called Education Design International, based out of Bangalore. A good 50% studio in Bangalore. It's a completely dedicated to education firm, and that's all that they do. And the only one in at least this part of the world that just dedicates his services just to education design. This was founded with This was founded keeping in mind the growth that education in India and the region that was going about, and this was about 2010 that we started EDI. This takes care of K-12 and higher education design, and this firm EDI is purely a design firm that looks after education and higher education institutes.
And we started with the intent of just servicing clients within the region, just purely in India. And today we're proud to say that we probably have projects going on or have completed in 28 different countries. So that's a great achievement over the years, and we didn't have that as a vision, to be very honest, but it's just taken off so well that it's taken us to the entire globe now. So DSP as a group now, like Mehul has mentioned, so we've got within DSP as a core, we do master planning, architecture, interior design, we do smart building technology services. We also have our own solution for smart buildings. We've got GridSense, which is a proprietary hardware, software for that solution, which encompasses various energy efficiency modeling, real estate efficiency monitoring, environmental and experiential qualities that it really monitors and achieves. And we've got EDI, which again is now taken us to different geographies and globally. So all three firms that we're operating with are now truly global.
And the way kind of this solution has been received by enterprises, multinational enterprises in India and across the world, it's extremely encouraging, and it makes us stand globally very unique. All GridSense solutions are certified for the globe, CE, FC, IC, UL certification, all are achieved. In fact, GridSense has filed for 4 global patents, and 3 of them we have already achieved. The 4th one is in progress. So hybrid design is probably a wrong way to look at it. It's not a hybrid design, it's hybrid operations. And we are designing for a hybrid operations. And that's how the world should also be looking at it. And this word, the way hybrid operations, there were many multinationals who were already conducting their way of working in hybrid operations, even pre-pandemic. It's just that post-pandemic, this word has come up in the, I would say, perspective of everybody more strongly, and all of a sudden we start hearing that word hybrid. But if you go back to pre-pandemic days and look at the activity-based design philosophy, which we at DSP were working on, it's a modulation of that, and then which kind of gets amalgamated into the hybrid operations for an enterprise. To design something for that, we have to understand really what kind of business they are into. Within an enterprise also, there are various business verticals, and each verticals may work differently. What kind of technology they use to fulfill their functions, what are the patterns, preferences, which geography they are operating from. All those parameters come in play, and that's how we kind of dissect all those, integrate with the right workplace strategies from our side, and then design for hybrid operations.
So you can't say one size fits all, right? Every organization is different. Every vertical within the organization also works and operates differently. So what we do as DSP is, and we've adopted this for many of our clients, where we implement and we get our sensors deployed in existing workspaces to really understand patterns, behavior, and how the real estate is being used, and also to understand behavioral patterns, which then gives us enough data to then generate and say, this is how you could work, or this is, what will work for you and what will not work for you. And then you say whether it could really be hybrid, whether your technology capabilities are good enough to support that or not. We've had a lot of examples where we've seen projects where people have said we are designing for hybrid, and clients coming back and say, we've got this very nice looking hybrid office, but it's underutilized, and we've proven that to them and said, it's not working for you. Why don't you do it a little more differently with more data? And so it's data-driven design that we do.
An example for one of our projects was a client called TomTom, one of the market leaders in navigation and mapping. They were setting up an office in Pune, and they appointed us as designers. They wanted to go in with a much larger footprint from an office size perspective. They had a little bit of time, so we incorporated these sensors into their existing office to map the way they were working, the behavior patterns. All that then led to a design that helped them reduce the size of the office that they wanted to take up, down from about 120,000 square feet to about 90,000 square feet. So we helped them save about 30,000 square feet of real estate. So that's one example of a live example of how data-driven design has helped one of our clients, and that actually worked pretty well as far as them, and then that becoming a global footprint for them.
Yeah, and we did a project for them basis that in Beijing,
Shanghai. And Beijing and Taipei. So for the last 15 years or so now, we at DSP have mandated that all projects, irrespective of whether a customer wants a certification for sustainability, we will design for green. And we're extremely mindful of the resources that are available, and we really take care of that as part of our design. So be it an architectural project, be it an interior project, be it whichever type of build form that we're doing. So whether it's a commercial building or a residential building, for that matter, EDI also all the projects are sustainable, green. If they wanted, they could really get certified themselves. We've got projects of various typologies and magnitude, right from a campus which is probably about 50-acre campus with 4 or 5 million square feet, which houses 40,000 people or 50,000 people, which are even platinum rated. So we've got them all. So right from the platinum rated sustainable buildings to even the just base silver.
And that kind of extends into the build segment also that we do. We make sure that all processes are followed, whatever requirements are to be fulfilled from a build perspective are taken care of during execution to ensure that whatever the rating, if the client decides to certify, are fulfilled entirely. While we shortlist our sub-vendors, sub-suppliers, contractors, etc., we go through a vigorous process of shortlisting. So we have our own set of criteria which we use to evaluate and judge, and therefore then have these vendors or suppliers as part of our group of vendors to which we go out to during the course of either our consultancy projects or design and build. That's very important. From us being able to give the best to our clients, we make sure that our shortlisting is foolproof and we have the right vendors or contractors on board as part of our team.
But when it comes to the operational life cycle of all these projects which we deliver to the client, and that's where the role of GridSense, a PropTech solution like GridSense, steps in. Because what we do very uniquely at GridSense with our vision in the PropTech solution, as I said earlier, on the platform and the devices side, is actually the product as base build and the interiors which are designed and delivered to a client are operationally efficient during the life cycle of those. And if we talk about life cycle of a base build is 25 to 50 years of life cycle. And when we talk about interiors, when we design office for an enterprise, the life cycle is at least 7 to 10 years before they even think about doing a restack or a renovation. And that is where how we kind of tie down, again, this is also tied down as an outcome of the migration to hybrid operations, because not all offices are occupied to the full capacity every day. And what we do from that perspective at GridSense is tying down the active energy management to the actual occupancy at a chair level or a desk level. And we detecting that, we start controlling the energy use, and that is what we call as active energy management. That is something very, very, very unique what GridSense does globally.
Did you know that the firm that organizes ORGATEC has existed in India for the last 17 years? I had no clue.
So I didn't know that the firm existed, but I knew that something was cooking last year when I visited ORGATEC in Cologne, where we saw this booth that said ORGATEC India and it said ORGATEC Tokyo as well. So I knew something was cooking, and then I met the folks there and they said, yeah, we're going to get ORGATEC to India as well. So we've been visiting ORGATEC for the last 35 years now. So I'm sure we've done probably 14 or 15. We may have skipped a few, but we've been fairly diligent and been visiting most of the fairs that have happened. So I think it's about 14 or 15 of them that we've been visiting.
That allows all the design fraternity to go and participate, engage, learn, exchange views and thoughts, is something great as an initiative in this part of the world. And we are so happy to hear that finally ORGATEC is landing up with that similar kind of show and initiative in India. And wishing them all the very best for that.
Welcome, ORGATEC.
That doesn't stop from sending our teams to Cologne every year.
Every other year.
And especially on the sides of ORGATEC, enjoy the German beer.